Make sure that that's properly on everywhere. Make sure. I guess hypothetically it would work, wouldn't it? Can I open it live from this? That's a good question. It'd be cool if I could. No, I can. That's really dope. This one doesn't need much. This one has 3 separate pieces. Dude, hey Jack, what's up, man? This one has 3 separate pieces all at once. I should probably not tweet this, but I should probably post this on the, what is it called? Manga group that I'm a part of. I'll do that right now. Yo, what's up? Not much though. Not much. So what's going to go on, I can probably more easily explain with just a perfect comparison, is so like this is, for instance, just a sheet. This is actually just a receipt, is what this was for some of the manga. This is actually a Gatorade, maybe even from that same place. What I'm currently planning on doing is I'm gonna go through. I've got a stack of like. So here's all the manga that I've just done. Was this stuff? I can show some of that in a little bit. And then the manga that I've got left is over here off camera, and it's one. I have 30 or 40 volumes worth of manga. So there's a lot to do. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be basically removing any kinds of markings from these, essentially, so that they don't have any kind of used status on them. And that's all I'll be doing for a while. I'm gonna move all this shit. What I did was, I'll show you what I've done so far really quick. So what I've done so far actually is all of MX0. This is like my 3rd copy, my 2nd complete, and my 3rd of at least the first 4. I have. So yeah, I've got a total of 2 complete sets, 1 to 10, and then another partial set of 1 to 4. And I'm looking to get a 3rd complete set of 1 to 10, so I'll have 34 volumes of this 10-volume series, which is a lot of. It's pretty overkill for most people. I get that. I have 1 here in California with me in Los Angeles. I have 1 in the Midwest in Chicago, and then I've got another one in St. Louis, Missouri. So I've got a few copies of this spread all over. This one's a medium quality one. I think the best one I have is in St. Louis. This one, though, I think might be a 1st edition. Let me check really quick. So the way we would check is you'd go to the very end of the volume itself. And you would check it'd be the top date. It would be the numerator in this case for this one. So this one on that top date says 2006, November 7th. And this print was, so this is the important number right here, is going to be this number. So that number where my fingernail is, if it would, I don't know if it will focus or not. There it is. So the top number, the 2006, says 1 next to it. And the bottom number says 10. That means that this was a 10th print. Which is pretty common. The first volume has probably the most prints out of any volume because it's the most bought statistically of any volume ever. Your first volume will always be the one that's sold the most copies. What's going on? What's going on, Rail Gear? How you doing, man? But yeah, I do like the series. I think it's pretty good. The reason another reason why I like collecting it though is just due to the obscurity of it. When I do find it, it's I just usually want it. I also am looking for a donor copy recently. And what I mean by that is I'm not looking for someone to donate to me, but I'm looking for a really beat up condition one that has like sun faded spines and everything. Because what I would want to do is I would look to cut the spine off of this. So I would take the dust cover off and I would use this base model and I'd go in and I'd cut the spine entirely. And then I would make about a 12 to 16K resolution master scan of this. I just think it would be really I would really like it for archival purposes, since the only net version of this in existence is like 580p or something, like a little over 480. Some kind of weird aspect ratio, weird resolution. The series itself is great. I really like it, obviously. It is 10 volumes. One thing I really like about it aesthetically is I really enjoy how it is, the color scheming and theming behind it leads the spines to have a really nice rainbow gradient going from red to orange and then ultimately to red again, making the first two, the volume 10 and volume 1 having the same shade of red. It's a really nice contrast. It literally bookends the series since this is 1 and 10. I think it's a really cool callback, but I also like how it leads into it, which I don't know. It almost feels completely planned just because it's so perfect the way it goes. Like red, orange, yellow, green, aqua, blue, violet, maroon, pink, red. It's almost like around volume 7 they knew it was ending, so instead of restarting again, they just kind of went with more obscure colors, which you normally wouldn't expect in the spectrum, and so that they could get to red again, so that they could bookend it with both red volumes. I think it's really interesting. And then beyond that, we got yesterday I got 4 volumes of, God, what does this say? Oki onanoko wa daisuki. Oh, yeah, daisuki desu ka? Do you love big girls? Is that what that translates to, I believe. Because it's using the kanji for large. Oki or dai. So it's all about the thick women. I got it only because I found these 2 volumes at like 200 yen each. So I wanted, the first 2 volumes were much more expensive. These were like 500 yen, even though they retail for 630. So even used, it wasn't even that much of a loss in value. kind of ridiculous, to be honest. Should have been way less. One of these is considerably more foxed than the others, and that was the one that was worth 500 yen, volume 2. I think that's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, just considering, I think that's kind of silly. Series is Super NSFW by like the 3rd page or something. There's just fucking people that are just naked. So don't tell the mods. Apparently, according to what I've heard recently, series like this that have intercourse and full frontal nudity and stuff that publish in shonen or seinen themed manga like publications, something that they must contend with is that they have to contend with, they can't have 4 consecutive pages of basically intercourse or racial, or not racially, like risky or kind of fan service stuff. So they purposely make it only so it's like 3 pages, and they would do one of an offbeat joke thing, and then they would do it again for the next one. So that's how companies would get around it. So something that's weird about this one is that, so this is Kimi Case Veros Heroines. This one is, so this one's pretty old. This one's got to be crazy old. Is this the first? Yeah, this is the first edition though. Wow. Yeah, so this is from 2007. So this is also about 12 years old. This one has went through extensive price changing over its lifetime. It has 3 different book off stickers on it, meaning that it has been sitting there so long that it has upset them enough to the point where they are like, look, we just want it off the shelf. We don't care how it's going to work. So this one, I want to go for the deepest one first. What I do is I use a razor to start the corner. And then what I would do is I try to just basically peel back the adhesive as pretty much as slowly as I can, because the thing you don't want is you don't want the adhesive to basically come off on the cover, especially with the cover. This isn't a satin cover. This isn't like a matte one. But so something about these stickers that's important to note is that these are all pre-perforated. So these are designed essentially to fracture. So if you tried to rip them off the book, so you'll see that they can have like these gaps and stuff in them. And that's so if you tried to rip it off, the part of it would come off like that, but the entire thing wouldn't. So that they would know that the pricing was tampered with. That makes removing it really difficult because it is an anti-theft measure. But I mean, I've done this for like a decade now or something crazy. This one also has 3. This one is weird because 2 of these prices are the exact same. They're both $2. Let me see what this third one is really quick, see if I can get to it. That one's $2. Oh, this is actually 4. Holy shit. What the fuck? That's wild. Yep, so like, yeah, I already fractured this one. So let me just see if I can get a good image of that. So basically what I've done is you can see how the sticker itself is now bisected. That's so that part of it stays adhered whenever it was being tampered with. But what I want to show you guys is I just want to find out the actual price of the original price that they were wanting. So I'm trying to get to the deepest sticker and see if I can see what its price is. Oh, is it $5? Yeah, it's $5. Wow, dude, 50 cents off of sticker price? That's crazy. There was no way that was ever gonna sell. I wonder if this this volume specifically was bought and resold back to Book Off multiple times, and that's why it has so many of the same price stickers. It's because they had to update the pricing on it, even though it was bought by them and sold by them. Daryl Grant, dude, what's up, man? What's going on, guys? What are you up to? Dude, I'm just cleaning manga, dog. You already know who it is. Let me check something really quick. You like Soul Cow? Yeah, dude, of course. It's been raining recently, which has really sucked, but now it's sunny. What the fuck? I'm gonna send a text message. Send it soon. I need to do that soon? Yeah, dude. Sorry, I fucked up this edge, so I'm gonna go to a completely separate edge. No, I just decided, like, while I was doing it, I was like, man, I should just, like, I should just stream this, because that's what I did, like, 5 years ago now when I lived in Japan. That's what I did. Now I've just fucked this one up. This one's so old and decrepit. Which means I'm just gonna get off what I can, and then I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna have to remove residue manually. So far that looks like that's gonna work. I almost got off this piece, we should just cut that off really quick. Yeah, there we go. Ages ago now? Yeah, dude, that's crazy. While you're in Japan, this has one of my favorite panels ever, dude. It has the fucking leg kiss in it, dude. No, I didn't. I lied. That's not this one. That's this one. Boom. There it is, Chief. Boys, fellas. This is what turned me as a 13-year-old boy into a man. I was like, you gotta kiss the legs, dude. That was years ago when I read this, man. I read this back in 2009, so it's been literally 10 years. But this is my first time owning this in Japanese. I've owned it in English before, back 10 years ago. This is my second issue of it. So this is the same story as the last one. This one has 3 separate prices, 2 of which are the same, both 200 yen. The other which was 500. So it's just kind of a weird reason. I wonder why they just put it twice, the $2 twice. This one's got a decent start. Thanks everyone who's is showing up though, who's enjoying it. Really appreciate it, guys. I just wanted to do this because I don't know, dude. I had this fleeting moment where I was like, earlier today I was watching a video or something like that where somebody was just recording themselves doing something, and I was like, man, I haven't done that in years. And so I really wanted to. This corner didn't come off. That's kind of weird. I didn't even notice. And that was the advent of this idea. So, sorry if it's not what you guys expect or want from me. If I recall, this one has mustard in it. It's about this chick who likes fucking sandwiches with mustard. And I'm like, yo, she's a freak. Yeah, dude, she eats takoyaki with mustard. Look at that shit. It's so fucking gross. Look at that. That It says That's all it says, boys. Don't tell the mods, dude. I think this is the volume that... I think this is the volume that I didn't ever fully read because I didn't want to. Because it would mark... It's the very last volume. And it would mark the completion of the series to me. Meaning that, like... Bro, what's the point, dog? It's over. Also, this dust cover's on the wrong page. We got our boy, Guts. What is this? We got Crow, Detroit Metal City, Futari Ecchi, Kimikis Various Heroines. Bro, what the fuck is this? This is that series with the fucking water. Oh my god, dude. I'm cheating. What is it? Tell me. The Water Shrine Maidens. How many volumes did Berserk have at this time? Let's look. Oh, that's Holy Land. I was wrong. That's Holy Land. Because this was what year? 2000 and... Oh my god, there's no publishing on this? What the fuck? Boys. 2009. So it was April 5th, 2009. It's gotta be on this side. I'm looking for that B symbol. There seems to be, there it is. Berserk had 1 to 33 at the time. Was all it had. So that's kind of weird. So this was only 7 volumes in 10 years since then. So not many. Have you ever passed a JLPT exam? Not that I recall, no. I've not. I don't think I could. I'm a conversational Japanese speaker. My written portion or any kind of sentence structure is pretty turd. What was the first manga you were talking about? MO0 something? MX0. Yeah. Yeah, people say MO, MXO. These people are wrong. They're not reading it right. The reason I say that is I'll show really quick. So even though the Roman characters on this are MX and a 0, and maybe you could say 0 instead of O. The thing is it says emu, so this is like, of course, this is E, this is MU, this is mu. This is se, but it has the 2 marks, making it ze, and then this is just that ro, R-O. So it is actually MX0, or M0 would be the other pronunciation, I guess. I say the X because the X is important. That's why it's called Hunter x Hunter and not Hunter Hunter. We got a huge stack. This is a manga I wanted to make a video on. I still do someday, but I don't think anyone would give a shit. It's my only reservation. I have notes on both volumes pretty extensively. I've recorded the audio for this video, and I've got an animatic made for this video, and it's all ready. It's already there. All of it's ready. It's just a matter of seeing it to completion and ever wanting to make it. This one's pretty clean. This one's a super sick volume. It's got a hollow foil finish on it. It's using a kind of like a cellophane that has a metallic, well, just a holographic property in it. And that's for both volumes. And the reason that it does that is because it says the series is Donten Prism, because it's about sunlight. Prism Solar Car. This series is the arts by Yusuke Murata of Eyeshield 21 and One Punch Man fame. He does some pretty cool stuff in this one. I like his work a lot for sure. He's always been one of the best artists to come out of the Shueisha, just in general. His stuff is always super iconic and really well done. And so Yusuke Murata, this is like his only work that he made right before he made One Punch Man. This was the last thing he did. So this is in between Eyeshield 21 and One Punch Man. This is the only other thing he ever made, was this. As with all Yusuke Murata works, he does not do the story, he just does the artwork. That's all he concerns himself with. These are really old. I think this is only printed one time. This is a first edition print. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was only printed once. There was literally no demand, because it's only a 2-volume long series. The second volume is pretty thick. MX0 is kind of Love Hina. Not really. Not at all, honestly. No, I mean, the main character is far more assertive and aggressive than Kentaro ever was. And so it's more decisive in that regard. Let's see, next we got Bitter Virgin by Kei Kusunoki. I know nothing about this, but I think that I've got all 5 volumes, or I think it's only 5 volumes, so I just bought it all one day. Yeah, I know nothing about it. It's got a great name, Bitter Virgin. Come on, man, that's amazing. Got a meeting / interview tomorrow that I gotta go to. Hope that turns out well. If not, no big deal. I gotta send some emails today too. I'll show you guys what I'm planning on animating next. What I was debating on doing. That's a pretty good one. This one had another sticker before that someone tried to remove and just did a terrible job with. So this one I gotta be really careful with because this is a matte cover. So it's gonna be really bad if I fuck it up. It'll have these huge gouge marks and stuff, and it'll never look good again. That's just adhesive. Okay. Damn shame. Okay, slowly it's coming off. Interview for a new project? Yeah, it's an interview for a new thing. It's for motion graphics and graphics design for a power tool company. It's a solid looking matte satin finish cover. I mean, I don't know, it seems really solid as far as the print quality on it is. There's not much, you can't really see through many of the pages, meaning that they were sufficiently opaque. And this was printed in 2006. This is a first edition, printed in Japan. So that's gonna be volume 1. It even says in English alphabet, Bitter Virgin, and then in katakana, Bita Bajin. That's what it says. Very odd. SC, Square Comics, an extension of those fellas over at Square Enix. What else did they do? Oh, Ugelblatt, Bamboo Blade. Huh. It's just a time different. Didn't you also like Kurakami? Or if I remember, you showed it in the manga adaptation. Also crazy. Showed some manga animation of it. Oh, that was years ago. Yeah, that's correct. Also, Gans, why not make some review of it? If you have time, that is. I'm considering it. I mean, it's all really just down to financing, to be honest, fellas. What I'm looking at is like, what is the most efficient way to fund this kind of stuff? Because whilst I do work with these companies, like I just worked with Viz to make, what the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. I worked with Vision Shueisha on stuff like My Hero Academia, Volume 16. More recently, I've worked with them on Junji Ito stuff like Uzumaki and what was the most recent one? Ningen Shikake, No Longer Human, an adaptation by Junji Ito of the Osamu Dazai novel. I'd be interested to see if there'd be any crowd interest in animating or making videos on this kind of stuff. They couldn't be verbatim. Like they couldn't be, for instance, just a straight adaptation of the entire thing, as that would probably not be under terms of fair use. That's probably just, it's not, there's too much copyright with that. But if we made videos on it, or music videos, or some kind of review of some kind, maybe reviewing or talking about an arc or a volume, we probably could get away with it. In addition, something that also I'll be doing also this week after that video goes live. Let me move this shit out of the way, or rather in the way, but make it so that I can access something else. I'll show you guys what my current plan is. I can move all this shit. My current plan is actually this week I'm going to create a 16K resolution scan of this cover of the first issue of Shonen Jump for 2020. This was also the debut of the newest manga, Zip Man, by, I forgot his name, and I can't read it because it's in complex kanji that I don't get because I'm not that smart. But it's by the assistant, a former assistant of Ichiro Oda and Kyohei Hirokoshi. I think it's his first name is maybe Kyohei, but Hirokoshi from My Hero Academia fame. So that's what I'll be doing this week, because I'll be animating this. It's pretty good. If you guys haven't read it yet, it has a color spread as the opening thing this week. Before getting into just ads and shit. The manga itself, we got the survey here, our weekly survey. Basically, if I had to describe the series, it's like My Hero Academia. Just imagine that Bakugo is the main character instead of Deku, and that's very much what this feels like. It's a scary boy as the main protagonist, and his brother who becomes basically a vessel for his powers. It's pretty good. It feels very Shonen Jump. It's hard to tell how long it will last because I feel like a lot of this stuff doesn't last. This is, I think, his second or third attempt at a Shonen Jump manga, the last two being not too successful. So maybe this is the time for him to succeed. If it does, that's great, because I own the first issue of it, which means that this could be worth something someday, kind of like the Boku no Hero Academia one, which is worth a few $100s now, a first edition issue of that Shonen Jump, just because Shonen Jumps aren't reprinted unless it's for... There's like, you can get like memorabilia editions where it's like a 30-year anniversary of something, they'll reprint like the first full issue of it. But those are super rare, and not only are they rare, they're not the authentic vintage edition, so most people usually don't care too much about those. This series, I mentioned it earlier, super weird, but let me show you one thing. I remember reading part of this earlier today. What the fuck? Super weird series. Doesn't seem too good. Doesn't seem too good. Let's see, the next one, a bitter version. This one has completely on top of each other. Did you all buy all those comics this month? No, I bought these over the course of like probably 5 months. I bought 14, but as far as how long it took me to buy all these, it probably took me like 3 trips or like 3 times buying to get all 40 something or 50 something of these volumes, because it doesn't cost much, honestly. Because yeah, I mean, whenever you most Lit series are not good in general, with some exceptions. Yeah, I mean, I'm not in it for that. I'm just in it to get horny, right? I like them, I guess, mainly for the fact that they have some semblance of, they have like reoccurring characters at the very least, and I think that's really cool. I just think that it makes for sometimes a better experience than just a 20-page Staushen nut, I guess, right? So this one, it looks like it's similar, not the same, quite the same, but it's only 2 price tags this time. I think I literally saw a panel where people had electricity going through them from touching hands, dude. I was like, bro, that's crazy, dude. I'm pretty sure that this is the whole series, though. 5 volumes. I don't know why I would have bought it otherwise. What the fuck is this? It's an advertisement. Oh, it's one of these. It's one of the big map ones. Yeah, it is. It's just, boy, we out here. Yo, fellas. You know we getting the fucking AV videos, boys. You know you get that manga, but it's not enough. What else do we got on here? What series are these? Oh, is this the same company? Yeah, this is Gone, yeah. So these are the people who made the FMA. That's kind of their big thing. Rather look up a Daoshin? I don't know, man. Sometimes it's like, for me, it's not about that, right? Like, it's not about, like, some of us males are superior and we can't come very quickly. And so we need a long-form narrative to serve as foreplay. But no, I'm just kidding. It's of course, it's all personal preference. Let me see this one again. I didn't actually do anything with it. I was just ripping that through the ad apart. It's just $4.50 at one point. Holy shit. You heard of the Duke of Death and his Black Maid? No, I haven't. I do know what you're talking about, though. It's a webtoon, right? I've recently come to the realization, or not the realization, I knew it for a long time, but I've had to reinforce the idea that if I wanted to make content for my main channel, I think I could do it and people wouldn't be too upset that it's not a review or like whatever, or not an anime related thing. Just because I don't think people are subscribed to my channel for my reviews is what I had to retell myself. What's the one thing? Oh, it's only 4 volumes? Let's see if the last word says Owari. Yeah, it says Owari. So I'm guessing this is probably the whole series. I've heard I think I remember why I bought this now. I bought it because like one of my friends said it's good and that he really likes it. What is this? Oh, hell yeah, dude. We got a fucking original price indicator. Check it, boys. We're putting this on a random page. Boom. In other news, some other stuff I'm trying to do is me and the creative team over at Lotus, we are looking at developing a pretty pandery visual novel dating sim thing under a completely different name and pseudonym and everything. And because, man, they make so much money and they could easily pay and finance like all of our other creative endeavors just by doing one thing. So we're definitely looking into that. cool. I guess that is the whole series of Bitter Virgin, because it's only 4 volumes. Next is a series I really like, Let's Lagoon. This series is a series that I've definitely wanted to talk about on my channel before. I think it would be very difficult to talk about it because I couldn't really talk about the first. I wouldn't want to talk about the first volume, but the first volume is like what makes it so good, because it subverts the entire, all your expectations and everything about the series. It's so good. How many volumes would you estimate you have now? I remember it's a few hundred years ago. It's way more than that. I think it's like closer to like pushing high 2K or low 3K. So about probably around 3,000 volumes maybe or something. I've slowed down tremendously though in recent years because yeah, I don't know. I just haven't been as all over it. I feel like I've just also amassed so much that like I've really ran out of stuff to collect. Like almost everything that was like serializing, I almost own already. How many chapters would it be? Oh man, it'd be so hard to talk about this series. It's a lot of books. Yeah, it is tons. Absolutely tons. Dude, he's looking at the titties, dude. He's like, fellas, gamers, where are we dropping? Something really interesting about these this cover is that the front is just normal printing, but the back is actually on top of a it's on like a metallic finish. It looks kind of matte and it looks just kind of glossy on the camera, but it's actually like a metallic color actually. There you can kind of see it, like how it's actually changing color and stuff. It's really cool. Ashton, bro, I need to quit my job just to watch your sporadic streams, dude. Don't do that. Now, what I'm thinking about though recently, guys, is let me shoot you guys an idea for. Otherwise, don't tell anybody, guys. But I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch right now. I know I'm not supposed to do that, but I am. I'm a man with nothing left to fear. What I want to talk about though, really quick, and run an idea by you guys. Let me read these 2 comments. That we just got 2 big comments at the same time. Okay, let me read this. Okay. I stopped buying them when I reached 300 volumes, then I simply started reading online. The main reason, though, was money. That'd be funny. Though, the funny thing is that my girlfriend has more than 1K. That's pretty cool. I think owning a fuck ton of stuff is really cool, no matter what it is. I think owning like a insane or impressive collection, no matter what it is. Collections are impressive just by having a ton of stuff. I'm slowly building up, not even at 100. Expensive to ship over in the Caribbean, so usually I just want to travel and buy. Yeah, dude, I feel you. I've got my Death Note Volume 7 is a similar finish. I can't remember what my Death Note. I know what the cover is. The cover is the iconic pose of Death Note. Let me check something really quick though. Let me check my manga list. I think I've got log of it. it's the super old one. That's not the right one. I need to type in Japanese. So on a document from forever ago, it was 1400, and that was back in 2015. So yeah, I easily think it's probably pushing 2 to 3K now. Thought I got an email for a second. Let me check my Gmail really quick. No, not yet. My digital stream collection, my digital Steam collection is Beast 100 plus Game Boy game, plus Games Boy. That's pretty good, man. I've got, I think, 500 on Steam. My Steam collection's also insane. So one thing I wanted to talk about with this series, and the reason I wanted to make a video on it, basically, was this series was published. It only has 6 volumes in total, I believe, and it published over the course of 11 years. 6 volumes in 11 years is, for an entire series that's not even like crazy popular, is absolutely unheard of. I've never seen a series ever do this kind of put up those kind of numbers ever. So this series has always really fascinated me. Of course, it's about being stranded on an island, which I also really like. The first cover I saw of it that made me want to buy it was volume 4. You can see why I was persuaded to buy it based off of this volume cover. But it's, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that I did read it, that's for sure. Because it's fucking wild, dude. It's a weird series. It's super weird. What's the name again? It's Let's Lagoon. L-E-T'(S) Lagoon. So let's as in let's do something. Possessive. It even has it, written in English up there above the actual Japanese title of of the katakana of Let's Lagoon. It even says in English, Let's Lagoon. It's only 6 volumes, I think it's 31 chapters. It's just I don't know, like, I think what I like about it is it's just, I don't know, that's what makes it so hard to talk about, is that not only do I say I don't know a lot, but I feel like talking about what makes it cool really spoils what made it so cool for me, because I went in with no expectations, and that's what really was like, holy shit, that's insane. Scatman 41 Year Life, dude, yeah, just doing some spring cleaning right now. I've still yet to read that manga where the dude sells years of his life, so you recommend it? It looks interesting. Yeah, that's also, I just did that one today as well. That is right here. That is, 3 Days of Happiness. Also known as I sold my life for 10,000 yen per year is the other reason. One of my favorite mangas, probably my manga of the year, maybe, of 2018. Even though it didn't come out in 2018, I think it came out in whenever it came out, it's my favorite manga of that year. 2017. I think it ended in 2018 though, so I gave it to it last year. Well, I gave it the award. No, it was all 2017. Yeah, so 2017. This was probably my favorite manga that finished serialization. Absolutely fantastic. It has a novel by the same name, which it was based off of, which I think is really, really good. I was considering recently, boys, making a video and some animations on this series. You guys might recognize it. The problem with something like Ijiran, what is it? Ijiran Aide Nagatora-san is it's a meme. So the end of volume 1, the bonus, boys, I'm about to show you it. I'm about to just give you guys the omake. What it is it's they're texting on like Line or some kind of mobile app, and they're talking on the phone, and her finger accidentally slips and does like the FaceTime, and so she's taking a bath, and so ultimately what happens is because her finger slips on the thing, she does a video call with him, and so she's like, he sees her naked in the tub, and he's freaking out, and he's like, what the fuck? And she's like, what did I do? And she realizes what happened to you, and she also hates it. It's very funny. It's a great, really popular series. Super popular. That's why I was considering doing it, was because the value of the pre-established audience. Volume 1's super out of print. I believe it. Yeah, it's a really rare manga. This thing is just fucking taped together like nobody's business. This is I've never seen, like, there's so many strips of cellophane here. There's like here. This is like 9. The person used a tape dispenser 9 times to close this thing. Good to see you both still. I'm still kicking and doing well. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good recently. I just need to get my fucking payment from my last client, and I'll be doing a lot better. Again, I'm sorry, guys, that this isn't the normal content that you expect from me. I just really wanted to... I was doing this already, and I felt really passionate about it, and so I wanted to kind of share that experience with you guys if you were interested. So those of you who are, thank you for stopping by. And to everyone else who isn't, I hope that you can live with this temporary aside that I've put on the channel so that I can do this, and that you can forgive me, man. Trying really hard to like get a corner on this started. It's just really difficult because this isn't a hardened plastic, it's a really porous plastic, and so it's just stretching whenever I cut it. It kind of just stretches around the knife, and that makes it very hard to cut because it's not like a rigid, you can't like rip the plastic as well. You kind of have to just stretch it until it breaks like this. And you'll see that it just kind of stretches. It's kind of weird. But yeah, something that I wanted to bring up and voice my idea on was, God, this is like perfect condition. There's like one slight dent here, but like this is nutty condition. just dragged my thumb across the titties. Because, yeah, there was one, just like right there, there's a slight thing. Just checking her for breast cancer, man. Making sure she didn't have any lumps. Wow, dude, that's so cool. It's using like a metallic hollow foil. So all this purple is actually a foil, as you can see. It's all reflection and stuff. It's really cool. So this is volume 16, and this was the first printing. I mean, volume 4, and it was printed in 2016, right? And this volume, for comparison, the first volume. So this is only 2 volumes before. This is volume 4. This is 2016. This is volume 1, and it was printed in. This was printed in 2010. So just between even these 2 volumes, there's 6 years of difference for 4 volumes. Which is crazy. It took 3 years of publishing for this to have enough chapters collected for it to even have this first volume come out. So that's what's really unique about this series. I'm currently reading Dorohedoro. Do you know about it? I haven't read much about it. Dude, I actually made an official video for Viz on that. Let me pull that up really quick. If we go on the Viz YouTube channel, you shouldn't watch it probably, but because it's kind of spoilery. I mean, that's the whole point of the video. I mean, not really. I wouldn't say it's too spoilery. I was supposed to spoil it way harder, but I didn't. But it's just funny that you mention it, because it's like I've worked professionally with this series before too. I've read almost all of it. I haven't read the last chapters because it just finished about a few years ago whenever it did come out. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, there's not really any spoilers in that video. It's just a video where I talk about how insane it is. I'm more just trying to convey how ridiculous the series is. In 1 minute is what the challenge was. But yeah, I mean, I love Dorohedoro, man. I love it. It's one of my favorites. One of my favorite manga of all time. I think it's amazing. Really not excited about the new anime. Mainly because I don't see how they can capture the world that Q Hashida created within her story for it. I just don't see it. I'm preparing for the worst. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm rationalizing right now. Okay, so this one, $6. I forked over the cash for this shit, dude. I was like, give it to me. I don't care. Okay, I got a nice opening on this one now. But so something I wanted to raise my thoughts on, guys, that I've been thinking about a lot recently was using crowdfunding to basically animate official artwork by various artists. So what I was thinking was that there's a lot of artists I want to collaborate with and stuff and would like to work on their illustrations, turn them into animation. But I don't think that, I wouldn't want to, I sometimes commission the artists themselves, and they pay me to animate for them. But the thing I was considering doing was actually getting outside funding, so like via Patreon or whatever outside funding, it doesn't matter what. But basically using outside funding in order to fund the official creation of animations by artists. And I would get the artist's official consent and permission to animate their artwork, and they would get to post it and stuff and everything, and they wouldn't pay me anything, because what it would be is that it would be the fans who voted and chose the artist they want me to work with. And so I would approach that artist and I'd say, I want to animate this for you for free, because all my fans really want me to animate it for you, and they're willing to pay for you to have it animated. And so that was something I've been thinking about a lot recently. Oh god, man, classic manga, dude. Bro, fellas, we breaking that side titty out, boys. And this was 2018. So between this and volume 4, there was a 2-year gap just to print this volume. So over the course of its release from 2010, from the first volume to 2018, it's already, quite a long time. Okay, we're getting almost halfway done with this stack. This one is another manga that's getting an anime. I read a lot of these mangas before they even had animes announced. This one is Kute Dragons, or Drifting Dragons. The manga name, which one? You talking about this one over here? This one with the side boob? This is Let's Lagoon, is what that's called. This is Kute Dragons. This is a nice, really nice matte finish. So I need to be really careful when I take off this one. I'm gonna try a different corner. I'm actually gonna remove this entirely so that I can get a little lower in my contact point. Oh, that's really bad. I got underneath the matte finish there. Dude, I knew this was gonna be really fucking hard. Matte finish covers with stickers on them are an absolute fucking nightmare to get working. Like, it feels like no matter what you do, you're gonna fucking damage it. What did you just start funding? I would just do it for free. That's how I would start it, basically. I mean, like everything, you can't get funding from nothing. You have to have a proof of concept. So, I mean, I would have to do stuff like just animate fucking anything. The most popular artwork that I can get my hands on by the most popular artists who I work with. That's what I'd have to start off with, basically. God, that was fucking asinine. It's so bad. Really bad. Really cool manga, though. Really like it. Very cool. The main character's the weakest part about it, but the rest is really good. So, like, what I was thinking was that as a proof of concept, I would do stuff like, like this. Something that can get me to, like, the top of r/manga or on Twitter or whatever. Just stuff that's, like, really popular. So, like, like etchy or lewd artists or whatever. It doesn't really matter as long as that there's a fan base for it. If the artists themselves retweet it, it's a huge help for sure. At the very least, it also puts me in contact with other artists who are willing to have their work adapted. Some might pay, some might commission. I've had it happen before. Others wouldn't be interested in that, but they'd give me permission to do it if I wanted to for free, which is like a huge not great deal for me because I spend so long on it. I don't know if you guys know how, but I spend like anywhere from like 48 to like 60 hours on these usually. So it's usually just in my best interest to make something that's at least makes some money. Like what I like the work I do with it is, for instance. The reason that I got thinking about this is I'll explain in a minute. I'll bring up my example. I won't be able to show you guys because it's super NSFW, because it's just straight up porn. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Did I send it to somebody else? I think I did. Give me a minute. Yeah, I did. So this guy, I'm gonna post his stuff in both chats, guys, for you guys. So this guy, he really fascinates me because he doesn't do any of the artwork. Like, because, okay, so like to read it, hello, I am LK. I'm an animator who does collaborations with other artists to create NSFW animations. Patreon rewards will be sent out after 5 days after the transactions are complete. Patrons who didn't receive any rewards in the 5 days after the transaction has been completed, please notify me via Patreon. For certain artists' works, there will be mosaic censorship. So, my understanding of that is basically, because if you open up his Twitter, which I'll also link, it's a better way to view it. I just wanted to show you the business model side of it, and then this side of it. If you look at his Twitter, first off, I don't mean to air my grievances so obviously, but I think that he is okay at animating stuff like this. I think he's okay, and I think that's the best way I can put it. I don't think his stuff is particularly good. It's passable and does what it's supposed to do, but like, I don't know, like, I feel like I do cooler stuff than him. But maybe not, who knows? Point is, I think it's really fascinating that that he has the support he does doing that. Because 453 patrons is a lot. If I had to make an educated guess on how much revenue that is, this is me totally guessing. Considering there's two tiers, one is $1 and the other is $5. Let's go with an average and say $2.50, right? So let's say that the average person is giving $2.50. That's split right down the middle. Because I think that most people would just go for the higher tier just because it's so cheap to buy out. So 453 times 2.5, $1,132 a month. That is insane for what he's doing. That is insane. That is so much money. For someone who isn't even the illustrator behind the artwork. I've seen illustrators make way more than that, of course, but for the artist to make that much, that's like, jeez, dude, like, holy shit. That's nuts. But that's pretty normal for animators, though. A lot of the animators do their own illustrations because it makes it easier to animate, because they illustrate with the explicit purpose of, like, I'm doing this because I need to make this animatable. Whereas most illustrators just draw because they want it to be aesthetically pleasing. They don't care about the practicality of making it move. But I think I could do that just potentially better, to be honest. I really think I could. The way that it works, and the reason that I think people would put up with it, like other artists, because like some artists would be like, oh fuck no, dude, you're just making money off my art, right? To argue that point, I mean, it's like remixes of music, right? Like, I think that remixing is a legitimate art. And it's not just the same. You're not just wholly reliant on the original thing. It's all about, people are more interested in the adaptation of it that you're creating than the original piece. And so I feel like this is a really similar scenario where that is the case. This is volume 3. It's got the other girl on the cover, which is sick. This volume wasn't even out when I was first reading it. Oh, is that Night at the Magus? No, that isn't. Okay. Look how long her hair is in this volume. It's crazy. Her hair grows and stuff. Next, we got a classic. One that really started my entire company and started my entire studio. And that's Hajime no Gal. I actually never owned volume, any of it. Volume 1 or anything else for that matter. So I wanted this purely from the nostalgia of starting Lotus and how we even figured out that animating stuff like this was possible. That was really cool. This is from Halloween 2016 is when this is from. Oh boy, that's a long time ago. Oh, look how cute is about the author. He's got a little ferret. He's got a little pet. Little ferret buddy. So cute. I did a lot of research on this mangaka. It's classic, dude. Classic. Look how edgy it is, boys, fellas. Looking at this, I animated so much of it. Like, looking at this, I'm like, oh my god, dude, I animated all these panels, dude. I remember this. Like all of this I animated. All of this, both of these pages I've animated entirely. It's really fun looking back on it. And seeing all the stuff that I remember doing for this project. It's also just cool because it's like, it is really where we started. The entire studio was because of that meeting that we had that one day. That was kind of the precipice. I think it's interesting that this the lower advertisement here is just censoring her straddling the main character, just cowgirl style. That's funny. Next, we got another series I really like, Daisei 67%. This is a series that I know Shy. If Shy's watching, I know Shy collected this. I got up to Oh, I think I'm up to date actually. Holy smokes. Because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There maybe is a 6th swung out right now, but I'm pretty sure I might have all of it actually right now. So that's really cool. It's a fun series. The most alluring thing about it is that it takes place in college. It's basically just like a sex humor Genshiken kind of deal. It's pretty good. I think it's funny. It's entertaining at the very least. And that's all I want sometimes. This one was bought, it looks like at Kinokuniya. Or no, yeah, it was. And then it was resold at Book Off. So it was bought for $10. That's pretty nutty. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could buy it for $10. Do you know Musume no Tomodachi? I like the character designs, but that's what. Oh, what the fuck? Redacted. What the fuck just happened? You deleted it? Alrighty. Okay. Typos. You mean typos? It's funny. That's a really good way of spelling typos and making it like a contextual joke. Because you misspell typos, and so it really emphasizes that you're bad at spelling. It's so good. It's really funny. It's a really meta joke. It's a decent series. It's got a fair amount of fan service in it, of course, between all the characters and stuff. They break out some dildos in it, like right here. There's just a mosaiced out dildo in it. Bruh, holy smokes! They just watching porn, dog. Gamers, rise up! We can't have this. It's a funny series though. I like it whenever they do shit like when they sleep on the balcony and stuff, and I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird series. I thought it was entertaining though. I think the setting alone is what I found most interesting about it, just because being not set in high school was the major thing I liked about it. How do you clean paper pages that are stuck together? I'm asking for a friend. So if it's depending on the adhesive, so if it's like a bio-based adhesive, what you'd have to do is you'd have to change. You'd basically have to like reactivate the agent using some kind of humidity or moisture control. That's basically it, bro. Fellas, we got the titties, bro. But yeah, I guess this is the beach volume. This series reminds me a lot of Genshiken now. Well, I didn't know that. It's published by Young Jump. That means it's owned by Shueisha. This one also was bought for $10 originally before I bought it. It's crazy. Couldn't do it, man. I couldn't buy a new volume, man, at list price. Holy fuck. Especially not whenever the actual price is 600 yen. Couldn't do it, man. How you doing though, Tila, man? You hanging in there, Chief? Feeling better, not as drunk. Musume no Tomodachi. What's up? My daughter's friend. Is this that shit that fucking did Sydney make a video on this recently? Or did Dakota bring this up? No. Wait. No. I don't think so. I think that was a different series. The series that they were talking about in their video was sounded really interesting. This one is pretty good. I think the spines of this series really annoy me because I don't see any like system to it. Man, dude, I feel like shit. Dude, fellas, check it. It was just a bow looking like a titty out here. This is volume 3 of it, it looks like. This is also, dude, if someone paid sticker price, that's crazy. Volume 3 done. That's probably the same story. Yeah, dude, these are all bought at fucking Kinokuniya, man. All of them for $10. Dude, sticker price, crazy. I just couldn't do it, man, because at that price, you might as well buy English manga. It's the same price. Oh, they're dropping frames for a minute there. That's not good. You probably haven't paid the internet bills. Why? Favorite cover of the entire series. I think it looks great. This one's volume 5, and it also has this. They try to cover up Kinokuniya with their own reselling sticker because they don't want to show their competitor. Fair enough, book off, fair enough. You really don't want to talk about it, like, nah. We're getting close. I think we got one series left after this song, and then we're donezo. Thanks again for sticking around, guys. Appreciate it. I know a lot of you probably don't give a shit, and that's okay, man. I'm not asking you to. But you guys stuck around anyway, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Putting up with this. Set to volume 5. Now, what I don't like about this series is the spines. There's no, like, logic to them. The numbers change font color and number. So these are always going to be black and white or double yellow. And I don't know what the idea is here. I don't know why it's white, yellow, yellow, instead of, this should have been white black is what this should have been if they're gonna use it as a system. This looks like it's completely just random now, and I really don't like that. I like it when people plan out their series, and the spine is a really great indicator to know if they did or not. Final series that we gotta take a look at today, it's gonna look like it's upside down, but it's actually not. This is the right way up. It may look like it's supposed to be like this, but no, it's definitely actually supposed to be like this. It's upside down, girl. This is man, dude, this series, dude, Jesus. What's it like? Let me find. I have it written down really quick. 1 second. It starts with an H, I believe. I forgot the name of it though. Oh, this is Hitori Bochi no Chikayu Shinraku. Or Shinryaku. It's like RYA. Ryaku. Shinryaku? Yeah, it is Shinryaku. So, Hitori Bochi no Chikyaku. God. Chikyu. No, Chikyu. Hitori Bochi no Chikyu Shinryaku. Which is a 15-volume series from a while ago that I really, really like, about a boy becoming friends with an alien invader. I really like it. It's 15 volumes, like I said. It's I don't know, man. I think it's really good. I think I've read 9 of it, 7 or 9. But I found half of it, about 5 volumes, for $10, and I found the rest for about $4 each. So I got the first 10 volumes, so I'm only missing 5 volumes of it. It's a really good series, man. I don't know what it is. I think it was like around. I mean, I know where it is. It's so in volume 4. I'll show you guys just the series really quick, the spines. So normally it looks like, you know, like this. It's got all the stars and stuff. It's very colorful, very, very modern design. A lot of more common manga nowadays do this. Something that I want to point out though is something you don't see on these spines that well, and that's this. You'll notice how black this volume is, which is volume 4. This volume, what makes it so special is that the majority of this volume takes place when the two main characters, it takes place in a flashback when the two main characters were kids. All the covers are actually full art too, which I think is really sick. They all are expansive pieces. Is it correct? Okay, we're good. Yeah, that's good. So something I really like about this volume, this is the volume that made me really like the series. So this whole volume goes back on all three volumes that have happened up until this point. And you no longer get any hints of what happened in the past. It's a whole volume dedicated to just the pure exposition of the characters' pasts and stuff. And it doesn't cut up until the very end. And this volume was such a gratifying payoff for the previous 3 that I didn't care at all about what previously had happened or anything. That's how much this volume left an impact on me. My favorite volume cover is volume 6. I'll show it really quick. I love this cover. I think it's so sick. It's like a artwork kind of based off of Spirited Away, when they're at the train station with the water. I love that you can see the fish underneath the water and the alien buddy who's swimming around at the station, and I don't know. This is just such a cool spread. I really love it. Um, Reading a bit ahead of myself. So about volume 1, we already got that off that one. So that one's good to go. Let's take a look at volume 2. Volume 2's cover is really sick too. I just really like how they handle their art. I think it's really dope. Nagano Sakara? Yeah, dude. I can see that. So that's that one. This one is much more of a castle in the sky type feel. It's them riding on like a bicycle and it's like just Europe. Let's get a little buddy, dude. He's so cute. The little friend side character they meet. The actual printed covers have jokes and stuff on them. I really like that use of a cover. I think it's really good. Rather than just having a monochrome version of the dust cover. Volume 4, my favorite one. This one was price reduced because it had a second sticker on it. Volume 5 is the train clubhouse that they have from in the series. It's them playing games, they're playing chess, and these guys are playing life over here, looks like. About the author is pretty sick. He's got this little character he makes for himself, and he's got a little black cat next to him. Maiko Ogawa. That's so funny, dude. I love that. That's really good. Volume 5 is good. Volume 5 has some pretty significant bowing issue. This cover is super fucked. Like, it's super bent. So I definitely need to see if I can reverse that. Or if it's just gonna be messed up. Okay, that's a lot better. Volume 6, like I was talking about, like my favorite cover. Looking forward to reorganizing these on my desk too, actually. Blood Alone. It's quite good. Let me check it out really quick. Let's see if I recognize the mangaka. Takano Masayuki Takano. He did a lot of doujin of his own series. Or maybe he did a lot of doujin and then it became a series, is actually what I'm guessing. Man, it's so fascinating coming across, like, I'm less interested in his, like, on, oh, it was discontinued. Oh, wow. Wow, he's got a doujin that he even uses to make it now. Man, that's a really sad story, dude. I think those kind of stories are really fascinating. Oh, dude, look, little kitty buddy. Little kitty friend in this one is sleeping on the main character's chest. He's just chilling. Very cute. Oops. No. This one I paid full price for. I paid $4. In total, it was five $4 ones, so that's 20, and five $2 ones, so that's 30 total. I mean, it's 10, obviously. It's 30 total for 10 volumes, which isn't bad. It's $3 a volume on average. Man, that's a good deal, man. That's a good deal in my opinion. I would pay if mine would cost $3 per volume, bro. I would just buy one at lunch like every day. This one has the main character and the cat. He's scared of his the reflection in the water. He's a kitty. He doesn't like water. So cute. They actually wrongly put that on. It should have been like this. we've been almost doing this for 2 hours, guys. Thank you so much. We're wrapping up that. We got 2 more volumes after this one, and we're good. For, I don't know, maybe another half year or so, maybe a few years. Last time I used this channel was apparently years ago. This is volume 9. Kitty's on the back, of course, just chilling, trying to catch the letters. Flying a plane on this one now. It's kind of cool. You selling these or just giving us stickers? Nah, dude, I don't sell manga. I don't even think I've ever actually sold the manga in my life. I'm thinking about it. No, I would never sell manga, to be honest. I'm just too much of a collector, man. It's too much. It's too much history for me. This is the final volume. What is that? Oh, it's a convertible. Okay. That's a convertible that they're walking out of on that one. I'm just doing some general cleaning on these though. Most of them it's probably just gonna be stickers though. Some of them have like some like wrapping and shit on them. Alrighty, and that marks all of it. So I'll show you guys really quick what that looks like. So this is all the manga we've done today. This part wasn't on stream, but these were. We got a lot more. We got this. We got some of these, but those are still in their packaging. And I don't intend to open those, to be honest. So other than that, I mean, pretty much done at this point. What's the manga name again? I'll find it really quick and just copy it and paste it. I'm gonna re-dye my hair soon. New shade of white. There's that. Straighten my monitor, move my keyboard again now. Oops, my mic a bunch. Yeah, other than that, got a lot done for sure. Oh man, it's the bottom of the green screen that low. That's crazy. Look at that. Oh, okay. I just can't win, can I? Yeah, dude, I've had white hair for a while. You can even see the roots, so they're all just coming in dark now, because I haven't dyed it in so long. I'm gonna get back to, I gotta organize these on shelf now, but for now what I want to do is I'm gonna go take a break and eat some lunch. I haven't eaten anything yet. I've been talking for like 2 hours, so I need to refill this water jug. Pretty much empty at this point. And then yeah, this week I will be streaming the animation of this. So this happening. Um, I intend to animate literally every element on this. So all the little ads on this top side, and then all the font, all the words. I'm gonna animate all of it. I'm gonna make it as good as I can, because this is gonna be kind of a. I'm gonna try to hit pretty high on the Reddit manga boards. So this is gonna get animated for sure. Other than that, yeah, I mean, thanks for sticking around, guys. I know this isn't the content that you guys probably normally expect from me. I hope you understand that I just wanted to share something that I find particularly fun to do with you guys. I know that it's probably not the most exciting to watch, but you can definitely tell that I'm enthusiastic and excited to do it, so that's why I wanted to share it with you guys. So other than that, I'm gonna be looking into ways to monetize the animation and stuff a little more. And yeah, I'll be streaming on YouTube on this channel, not my main. I might be streaming on my main, actually. It just depends. Before I go though, let me show you guys, of course, my cat Luna. She hasn't made an appearance because she's been napping, but I want to make sure you guys see her before I cut off. I just scoop up this little meatball. My little Black Panther cub. Good girl. I can't even really see her because I'm wearing a black shirt. She's so tired. She's just sleeping in my arms right now. Oh, there you go. Everybody loves you, Luna. I love you. So I want to get some food. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and probably be back sooner rather than later. Keep you guys posted, and yeah, look forward to seeing what we do next. Bye bye.